Virtus in Veritate, welcome to FortiKast, sharing good vibes and bring the Mariner community together every Friday, 5 p.m. In this special and early episode, we take a look at Northfield through the eyes of the teachers. So, please welcome your hosts, Miguel de la Cruz, Alvaro Cordero, Anton Encarnacion, and Sir Linus Calderon. All
Hello.
right, happy Foundations and Teachers Day, Mariners!
Yes.
Right,
Woo!
so,
What's
Hello. Good
up?
afternoon,
Sheesh.
everyone.
Hello, guys.
So if you guys haven't greeted have you guys greeted everyone a happy Foundations and Teachers Day yet? If you haven't, go greet them now in the comment section down below. We will read your comments in a bit, but first, guys, again, let's settle in. How was your week?
Well, let me start. Of course, for senior high school teachers, it's our midterm status reporting. So we're busy computing your grades, and also we've been busy preparing for our 27 Foundation Day and Teachers Day. And also, Mr. Cass and I were doing the contents for our brand new Northfield website. So quite packed schedule this week. How about you, Alvaro? I know you are busy too.
Yes, sir. For me, it's been good so far, and I'm quite tired because of the ACADs that we had to submit, making the scripts for FortiKast for the program, and writing answers for the questions in the programs. And I'm also like uh physically tired because I had to film a PE video for PE requirements. But I'm really happy to cap it off with FortiCast, and yeah, I'm very happy to be here.
Yes. How about you, Anton?
All right. So, as everyone knows, it's Teachers Day. And what
Mm-hmm.
happens during Teachers Day? We teach instead of the teachers so that they can have a rest period. So, personally, I had three main lessons for today. First, I learned that 30 minutes is way too short to discuss to grade schoolers because they're so engaged, they have so many inputs. Two, the kids are amazing. Shout out to any grade 4 student watching, including my brother. You guys were amazing earlier. And three, well, I taught them the life cycle of a mosquito, and they seemed very interested. So, um, kudos to you teachers who do this day in and day out. We appreciate you so much.
Yes, definitely kudos to you. In fact, my week actually has been, well, not exactly busy, not exactly chill either. I remember someone saying it's both restful and stressful because, well, we don't have that many activities, but all the few activities we do have are major. We have FortiCast, we have Teachers Day, in which we had to prepare a class in a week. So I don't know how you teachers do that all year round. And then I have several video projects. Like what Alvaro said, he's gonna have to do something for PE, and I still haven't done that. So I'm gonna get tired later, but all worth it, man. So let's check
Yes.
the comments, kaya. So over here we've got Gabe Amparo saying happy anniversary. Yes, happy
Hey,
anniversary in Northfield. We've got Quirky Epsilon who's been, he's been waiting here since, oh wait, never mind, 1 minute lang pala. So hi guys. Hello Bongkan, epic intro, and Cindy Yalung. Good afternoon. Excited to see my advisor and mentor, Mr. Cyril Francisco. Oh, from Pio
yeah,
Yalung.
hey.
All right, thank you. And also from Sugar. I read the title as Northfield Geniuses. Well, based on what I've seen in that previous program just this morning, I could say that a lot of Northfield students are geniuses because the talent is.
Yes.
All
Have
right,
you seen
so.
the performances earlier?
Mm-hmm,
You know, we had
mm-hmm,
a song number, we had violin,
mm-hmm,
piano,
mm-hmm.
saxophone, and
Storytelling.
creative storytelling. We have various talents from our Northfield students. And don't worry, boys, we have a long week and no classes on Monday. So you
All
so
right.
for this afternoon, Miggy.
All right. So before we start the episode, I would like to set the tone and ask you guys, how is your teacher's day so far? I would like to actually start with Sir Linus with this one because
Well,
as far as I know,
yes.
me and Don Alvaro became student teachers. The rest of the students became taught by fellow students. I want to know what's happening in the teachers side of things.
Well, personally, myself, I was busy because we hosted our short Teachers' Day and Foundation Day celebration with Mr. Casa earlier and also with Mr. Alvaro Cordero. So, yeah, we've been preparing for that and we were glad na maraming nanood and maraming
Mhm.
nakaparticipate. And ayun, and thank you sa token of gratitude from our Northfield from the Mancom. They've sent us food. Yay! Thank you. Thank you for that.
All right. So, how about you, Alvaro? As far as I know, you're probably one of the youngest student teachers we have today. So, tell us about what happened in your class.
So my class was super fun because they for some reason, I mean not for some reason, but wait, sorry, the car is starting up in the background. For me, it was very fun because the grade one students were already familiar with me
What?
because I'm the club moderator of Good Mariners Club.
Oh.
So once I entered, they're like, "Yay, Kuya Alvaro, Kuya Alvaro!" And I was like, "Oh my gosh, this is so nice." And yeah, it was really fun to really pass on the your learnings to them. And you know nga, teachers are they're really one of a kind. I teaching is tough, and I cannot do it like really as good as the teachers I have. And saludo ako sa inyo mga teachers because of that. And yes, how about you, Anton?
Well, for me, I mentioned earlier my three key learnings, but I also want to say that this is my last teacher's day and my first time student teaching. So
Mhm.
it's a really special day for me. I also remember I wore this in celebration for Foundation Day. I remember around maybe 8 to 10 years ago, I got this during Foundation Day. And it's been one of my favorite jackets ever since. I'm not sure if it was Foundation or Family Day, but one of those events. And this is my reminder of my roots, where I came from. This is actually my dad's jacket, but then now I can wear it. So it's
Ooh.
very nice.
All right. So, in my class, when I entered, I remembered one student commenting, "Oh, it's that famous guy," because of the show. So I took over the grade 8 social studies class, and what they were discussing was pretty close to what I wanted to teach for Teachers Day anyway. They were discussing ancient empires, and I really wanted to discuss mythology, so I let them play a little game. Um, there were a few hiccups, but I think it went well overall. And speaking of games, guys, we have a Kahoot game for our 2 cents, so make sure you stick around till the end for that. All right, so it's almost about time for us to move on to our next segment. But before we move on, I want to make a small announcement. I want to say that FortiKast has a site now. So more details later after the 2 cents. But if you want to check it out now, just go to bit.ly/FortiCast-site. There you could share your ideas for future episodes and maybe just share your memes. So again, bit.ly/FortiCast-site. More details later. And with that, um, we think we're quite settled in. I am very excited for our In Focus today. So, for our first time viewers, the In Focus is where we deep dive into our topic and learn from our guests. And we have some very special guests today. So, without further ado, it's time to move in focus. All right, so in this special episode, again, we are celebrating Northfield's Foundation Day as well as Teachers Day. So, what better way to celebrate than with the teachers? So, Sir Linus, maybe you could introduce our first guest.
Yes, we have a very special guest for today, and we are very honored because he is joining us for the very first time. And he is from the board of director, the chairman of the board of directors of PAREF Northfield School for Boys. Everyone, let us welcome Mr. Roy G. Villafuerte.
Woo!
Yes, hello,
Hey,
sir.
sirs.
Good afternoon.
Hi, good
Afternoon.
afternoon, guys. Good afternoon. Happy 27th, right?
Yes,
27th Foundation Day, and happy Teachers Day as well.
thank you. How about you, Anton? Why don't you introduce our another guest for today?
Sure, sir. So our next guest has been a teacher since the start of my journey in Northfield, and he is here until the end. So let us welcome Mr. Cyril Francisco. Round of applause. Ooh!
Woo!
Hello, good
Okay.
afternoon.
Afternoon,
Thank you for
sir.
having me in your show.
Good
Yes,
afternoon,
sir.
sir.
We are honored to
Sir,
have you
Sir
here, sir.
Francisco.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon, sir.
So, sirs, before we get started in the meat of our discussion, I just want to know, how was your week?
Sir Roy?
Uh,
Well, you believe it or not, I've been very busy with Northfield this past week. We had several meetings together with your Mancom. I don't know if you participated in that JCIP, the Jesus-centered identity plan that we had. That there was this
mm,
a survey, so we had to analyze it. We had to come out with SWOT analysis, no? The strength, weaknesses of the school, and opportunities and threat. But great week as far as I was concerned. We were able to submit the report on time, and a beautiful
mhm,
report of that, and a very good basis for us to look at management from the
mhm.
management point of view in the next 10, 20 years.
All right.
Okay.
How about you, Sir Francisco? How was your week?
Well, it was very well. It has always been busy. So, but this week I was busy helping the well Santino Galvez and Daryl Artil in handling my class because they took my they taught in my class in my English class. So overall, it was so busy. When I was notified that I will be invited in this show, so there I was nervous at first. So anyway, I'm here now. So thank you.
Yes, and thank you for being here, Sir Francisco. Actually, my sister is classmates with your daughter, and she was beside me, like, are you are you interviewing her dad? Anyway, so before we actually get started, I would like to introduce you guys further. So, Sir Roy, again, we are very honored to have you here. We know that you are a very important part of Northfield. However, we realize that not all of our students know what you do. So, please tell us, sir, what is your role in Northfield?
uh, okay, so first, maybe I'd like to tell you that I'm a parent also of
Mm.
Northfield. So my son was one of the first, maybe the third batch of graduates of Northfield. No? So we entered Northfield in the late 90s, 1990s. So at that time, it was still a very small school because it was just growing organically, no, so to speak. No? And so he was maybe the third batch to have graduated in we called it fourth year then. No, there was no K to 12 yet at that time, right?
Mhm.
And of course, I was invited to join the board of trustees, as we call it. Maybe I don't know, sometime 205. No? It was quite a long while as well. And up to now, I'm trying to do my best to keep supporting and helping the school, Northfield.
All right. Many students, no, they got surprised when they learned that there is, um, group of people overseeing the mancom because that they thought that mancom is the, the highest
Yes,
of the
but
bosses, but there are
when we were
people working behind, right, Migs?
Yes, and when we were discussing guests for this week, um, Sir Cassie was like, "Why don't we invite the board chairman?" And when he said that is the boss of our executive director, I'm like the boss of the boss, this will be a big episode. So yes, again, very honored to have you here, sir. And all right, Anton, why don't you go next?
All right. So, Sir Francisco, being your former student, how do you think the class environment has changed? Is there like still speed reading? How has it changed since you started to move to Sun Valley, sir?
Well, actually, what Mr. Shai and I did was we just brought Northfield Quezon City to Northfield Antipolo. So we did the same activities that we did in the Quezon City campus. So that was basically that's it. It's exactly the same thing. So there.
Sir,
All
if I
right.
may, sir, now that we know your roles in Northfield, what is your Northfield story, sir? What do you do for Northfield? Maybe we can have Sir Francisco first.
Oh,
What
okay.
is your Northfield story, sir, and what do you do for Northfield?
Well, of course, there are a lot of memories in Northfield. I started there 2001. So, of course, we always have the family days, the father and son camping, student seminars. They have always been unforgettable for me. But what would always bring a smile on me is seeing high school students who were once my students in the primary level. So I would always remember how they were when they were still in the primary level. Because usually in when the students enter the primary level and they would be my students, whenever I would talk to them, I would need to face down, so I'll face downwards, and so that I can talk to them. But once they reach high school, there I need to look up just to talk to the to the students. So there, I would, well, it's really amazing to see all my students becoming young gentlemen, and I would always remember whenever I would see students, well, my high school students who were my old students. I would always remember who cried during the first day of class, who
Yeah.
didn't want to go to school, who had difficulty writing or reading, or who wouldn't follow classroom rules, and a lot of things. So again, it's really amazing for me to see all these young men growing up.
Okay,
Actually,
so
sir, with that answer, I remembered that our class, especially, we used to, like, when it was nearing dismissal, we would bring out our crush gears, and then we would start, building them and assembling them. And then I remember, sir, you would be like, okay, let's play Crush Gears. And then you would host the event like it was a real tournament. I
Yes,
really
yes,
remember that, sir. Those things are really fond memories.
yes,
Wow.
yes.
All right.
2000, Sir Sai, 2001, I was still in fifth grade, sixth grade yata.
Okay.
No, 2001. So, and, I just joined Northfield in 2018. Grabe, sobrang tagal na ni Sir Sai sa Northfield. Wow.
All
so
right. So okay, go ahead, Anton.
so we actually have a comment here from Sir John Pascual. Grade 4 computer teacher si Mr. Francisco when he started.
Mm.
Wow, computer teacher. So did you when you became a computer teacher, did you had to like communicate with Sir De Guzman, or like was Sir
I
De
Yes,
Guzman
yes.
already?
Yes, yes. So he helped me because I was joking, my friends who were asking me about the subjects I taught. So I said I teach comsci. So I was teaching computer and science as subjects in Northfield. So there, Mr. De Guzman really helped a lot. He assisted me in teaching the computer subject.
All right, we have a comment here also. There. Good afternoon, Messrs. Calderon, Francisco, and Villaferte. What a joy to see you all. Kiko P. I'm gonna guess that that's Kiko Perez. I'm guessing, which who is one of our former members of Fortibus. And yes, sir, it's really a joy to see you guys. So, Sir Villaferte, maybe I could ask you next. What is your Northfield story? You know, any fun memories? What do you do?
Ah, that was a long time ago. No, up to now, up to now. Uh, Let me see. I'd like to touch a little bit on the on being a parent, no, because just like what Cyril Francisco mentioned earlier, you know, there are really fond memories in those father and son camping. You know, so many instances that I up to now would remember that it was just great opportunities to bond with my son, no, when you are inside the tent in the evening and you talk about many things, including things which you have prepared already as a father to talk to your son, so to speak, right? So at times it's got to be like that. I mean, and it was great. And the family days were also beautiful. I mean, small as we were then, no, unlike now. And there were Saturdays that we had to bring those small kids to UP Sunken Garden, if I'm not mistaken, for them to play baseball, you know. And then you eat there together, and those were great times. But when I was already in the board of trustees, I have to say that there were a few instances of having get-togethers with teachers in my home, and my wife happens to be a good cook, so to speak.
Mhm.
So I'm sure they were happy with the food and the wine, and we had videoke and the chats with teachers. Though those were beautiful times, and I hope we will still have more of those after the pandemic. No, but I'd like to just a little bit not clarify, but just for you to know that I'm not the boss of anyone in our organization. You know, the way
Oh, oh,
we run the
I'm so
school,
sorry.
the way we run the school is collegial all the time. No?
Oh,
So we're
I thought
all into
please
this
don't.
together, so to speak. No need to say sorry. It's just that it's good to know that there has to be some titles somehow, but
Mm,
but but in practice, no. I mean, together with the parents, that's why we're PAREF. We try to
mm.
find ways of running the school as best as we can. Huh?
Yes, actually, I could understand that because even in student officers, like there's a lot of titles, but overall, it's actually one whole unit. So yes, I
Correct,
understand, sir.
correct,
So
correct.
Anton, I think you look like you wanted to say something.
Well, I just wanted to ask Sir Villaforte and Sir Francisco, because both of you are fathers. So, well, maybe what did you have experiences of having like father barcadas? Because I know my dad, whenever he would go to the father and son camping, he would be like, "Oi, para!" Then they would have their own, friend groups, and then and the children would go, together. So, have you had any experiences like that, sirs?
Maybe I go first,
Mm.
if you don't mind, Cheryl. In
Yes,
my
yes.
case, yes. In my case, yes. In fact, up to now, we call ourselves PDAF, I think. So there are about six of us, fathers or parents actually, no, because now they include our wives, that we had frequent get-togethers, no, together with the children, no. We went to the bow, we went to different places. We were not complete, but we also went to pilgrimages in Europe and all that. So up to now, great family, and it all started really in Northfield.
How about you, sir? Sir Cyril Francisco?
Well, yeah, well, I have a lot of groups with other dads. Um, well, usually I'm with the dads of my students. I get to talk with them often. They so especially during the father and son camping, we get to talk about a lot of things. So there it's more like a family, a barkada, yes. So there it not really a permanent group, but it just keeps getting bigger. So whenever we would meet, it's really great to see them. So it's just wonderful.
All right. So before we move on, how about we look at some of our comments? Over here, Sir Bokil said, Sir Sai, kamis mag-magic. So you do magic, sir?
Yes, we played magic cards in school before. So yeah, well, Mr. Hill, one of the best players around in school. Yes.
Mm. And Kobe Camaso over here is saying, students get scared during father and son camping kasi mare-report lahat ng ginagawa mo to yard.
Grabe. True.
I mean, all right. So, Alvaro, why don't you continue the conversation?
So when you guys first entered Northfield, how do you think Northfield grew? Like, uh, yes, when you first entered Northfield, like when you first put in your son or when you first taught, how do you think Northfield would like grow? Like, did you think it would be this big, or like the community would be like this?
Um, Maybe you could start,
Sorry,
Mr.
sir.
Francisco.
Sir Francisco.
Okay, so I'll answer first. Okay. Uh, well, we all know Northfield started as a small school with a few students and a few employees. Now we have the permanent site with a building with more students, but in essence, it's still the same school. It feels like the same school. So definitely, it went through a lot of changes. I would um, and of course I would like to thank the people who were involved in these changes, especially during the early years of Northfield Sun Valley. If it's okay, I would like to thank them. I would like to thank the parents, the students. They were very understanding of our situation when we started. They did everything that to help the school and the students. It was really fun teaching them, same as when I was teaching in Northfield, Quezon City. So although right now it's just Northfield, right? So there, I would like to thank my colleagues. So Mr. Shah, who started the school with me, Mr. Molina, Mr. Alcarde, Mr. Rodriguez, Mr. Merca, Mr. Lu, Mr. Acuesta, Mr. Camacho, Mr. Bokaya, Mr. Buarao. I'm sorry, I wasn't able to thank them last year, so I'll make use of this time. So, Mr. Buarao, Mr. Sepe, Mr. Altovar. Then we have Kuya Dominic, Kuya Dondon, and Mang Jose. He went the extra mile just to make the school run smoothly. Also, it wouldn't have worked well also without the help of our my colleagues from Quezon City. Now, despite the distance, they were there to help us. So, Mr. Jesuitas, Mr. Toralba, Mr. Mariano, Mr. De Torres, Mr. Militante, Mr. Wong, Mr. Sator, Mr. Fernando, and Mr. Villaferte. It wouldn't be possible. The building wouldn't exist without the help of the management, and the school wouldn't run smoothly without all the people behind the scenes. So again, thank you. So overall it has really grown, and I'm excited to have classes in the new campus with all the new students.
Yeah, I would be excited for the new campus too, sir, but it's our last year. But
You-
hopefully someday we could visit. Who knows? Maybe some a few of us might even be teachers there. Who knows?
Yes.
All right. So how about you, sir? Sir Roy. Right. Same question.
yeah.
How did
Well,
Northfield grow?
well, my last 10 years or so as a member of the board of trustees, I was really focused in looking for a permanent site for Northfield. No, that really kept me busy. And guys, I've practically seen all the huge parcels of vacant land in Quezon City. And there are not too many, and many of them which are there have problems with the titles and all that stuff, no? And some of them which may be available are just too expensive. It's just really beyond our budget. But anyway, all of us know that we ended up in Sun Valley Estates, right? If you guys haven't been there, one of these fine days, try to be there, and then start just dreaming and imagining what can possibly happen. It's a beautiful, it's a 4.5 hectares, but most of it is vertical, so to speak, right? But it's a nice place, and I spent a lot of my time, even when we didn't have the building yet, staying there for several hours, looking around and just dreaming on what we can possibly do with this school. And now we have a small building as well as the first building with the 12 classrooms. And please keep this in your prayers. We are supposed to start building as well right beside this new building, another building for the science laboratories and canteen and all that. No, and I'm saying this even if I don't have the money yet in front of me, but God will provide, so to speak. Just keep it in your prayers as well. So I can imagine that now that we have this permanent site, although it was a very very painful and difficult decision to leave Quezon City, that I have to say, but somehow the pandemic just led us to make that decision, which we couldn't anymore avoid, no? So kung sa Tagalog pa medyo nakalburo, napaaga yung ating 100% paglipat sa Sun Valley, no? And by the way, this is again the first time that I have this opportunity to thank Sir Francisco and Tom Shah and the others there, and especially the two of you, because you were really the ones who started it all, and not just started it all, but you did a great job. Huh? Did a great job that now that we have to move the whole Quezon City there, it's more of us how to follow your footsteps with the good things that you've already done, right? With all the learnings there. So, thank you so much, sir, for doing that. And of course, I'd like to thank the parents there as well. No, the first time we opened there, if I'm not mistaken, Mr. Francisco, we only had 3 students, right? Yeah, for
Well,
grade one, grade
eight
three, or
or
four.
nine. At first,
Was
we
it?
had three. Then, before the start of the school year, we had around nine students.
Okay, okay. So but nevertheless, we started, and it was great. And the nice thing about it is, I think because you started small, it was easier really to keep the parents engaged, so to speak, no? Which is the very essence of our system, of the PARF system. So, guys, I hope I'll still be around 20 years from now to see how beautiful that school will be in the Northfield Sun Valley that we have.
Yes, imagine, no, parents took a very big risk, no, trusting Northfield in Antipolo. We had, no facilities yet. We were just renting, di ba? And I think that is a testament, on how para Northfield teachers, really do their job well, and the management as well. So shout out again to the dedicated teachers of Northfield. Happy Teachers Day.
Happy Teachers Day.
And I remember, sir, no, yung Sun Valley, kasi we used to live in Antipolo. And pag nagka-cut kami ng class ng elementary, we go to Sun Valley. It was just all grass and road. Walang bahay pa. So,
Really?
kaya
Really?
nga parang nagulat ako, wow, Northfield is in Sun Valley when I learned that we have a campus in Antipolo. And I used to go there when I would cut classes in elementary. So,
It,
ayun. So, wow, nice coincidence. Okay.
All right, how about we read some of more of these comments? Congrats. One Northfield, may our journey continue to greater heights. Fortuna Fabit Fortibus from Tom Shia. Also from Tom Shia, he said here that actually experiencing Sun Valley was just like how Northfield started before. What remains the same throughout the years is that we feeling like we are one family. I mean, very true, sir. And also, sir, you asked for, okay naman, very busy with work. You know. Okay, so this comment. So Father and Son always has the best Wagyu burgers
Love
courtesy
this
of the
comment.
Yes.
I remember the times in Florence and camping where several dads will be grilling steaks, and then like at the end, everyone's just like, "Come on, let's eat!" And then the everyone would be so excited. Oh my gosh, there's steak! And then everyone would just have a good time eating, and then talking, making content, playing games. So I wish we can maybe since like our student seminar of the grade 11 and 12 got canceled. All student seminars got canceled last year due to COVID. Maybe one of these days, when the campus is already there, we can visit and then we can do our own student seminar
Yes, actually, I was saying
one
that.
day.
I think in the previous program, I was commenting there, guys. The batches who will miss Sun Valley, let's have like a seminar reunion when the pandemic ends, please. And all right, so I think, sir, you asked for prayers a while ago, and I think someone's promising you prayers also. So thank you. And Anton, why don't you take it away for the next part?
All right. Here's our third question that we want to ask you. It's what do you love most about Northfield? It's a very tough question. There's so many things to love.
that's right. That's right. That's right.
Sure. So
All right.
how about Sir Roy, you start.
Ah, you're right. There's so many things to love about Northfield, but allow me, guys, to answer this as a parent as well
Mhm.
as a member of the board of trustees, of our school. And in fact, this is the only reason, really, why I continue to be here, committed to help the school. No, we're not here. This is not a business as far as we're concerned. No? This is a non-stock, non-profit uh, institution that we have. And what is it? Honestly, it is the institution, or Northfields in particular, PAREF as an institution. It's that sincere commitment with the same intensity, I should say, to both academic excellence and character formation. You know, if you look at other schools, I'm not an academe, guys, but uh, I know that this is the very essence, the very reason why PAREF was founded. If you look at other schools, there's no such thing as a department for personal formation. Academics, yes. Maybe guidance or whatever, right? But they're really hoping that the environment of the school would naturally mold you guys, so to speak. No, it is only our school, the whole PAREF system, that has really committed itself to put as much importance to character formation as well as academics, right? So both of these have to be given the same importance. And we are the only ones that have organized our school in such a way that we can, in fact, find a way to help our parents, to collaborate with them, because they're supposed to be the primary educators of you guys. But the school is there to help on a one-on-one basis, to make sure that this happens. Now we are the only ones that have that, and how I hope that we will be able. I know this is a the world is not perfect. No, we're not living in a perfect world, and this will always be a work in progress. But the more important thing is that sincere desire to keep on improving in it. No, whether it is our homeschool collaboration, whether it's academics, and you guys, when you graduate, I heard earlier, I hope you will consider helping the school by teaching there, or maybe as an alumni. No, we don't have a an honest to goodness alumni association now, so maybe you can get that going, and then let's it's the same mission that all of us should have. No, uh you know we're all boys here, and sometimes we don't want to hear something like this, only girls say it, but really the bottom line is, in this school, all of us, all the stakeholders, no? The parents, the teachers, the students, the people in the board, we are all here to find ways to help each other get to heaven. It's just as simple as that. In the most practical way, in the most, we don't want to be preachy. We don't go up a bus and start evangelizing. No, but just amongst ourselves, because we're all into this together. At the end of the day, I always try to tell parents that I talk to that, yes, I know you want your kid, your son, to be the number one doctor, the number one lawyer, etc. Those are all great. But let's make sure also that we are contributing to make sure that your son gets to heaven together with all of us.
Mhm.
So to me, that's what I love about Northfield. That distinct, unique difference amongst all schools. Now, how to communicate that to more families? We continue to take that as a challenge, but we'll keep on doing that so that we can have more and more young boys who will become respectable and responsible gentlemen like you guys, that will help build a better society for us all. Yeah.
Yes, actually, if I remember that in our marketing class we talked about this because we were talking about brands, and so we talked about what makes Northfield unique. What you just said, our emphasis on formation. Formation is our brand, and I really think that's beautiful. More parents really should hear about that. All right, so Sir Sai, how about you? What do you love about Northfield?
Well, the personal formation is really great. It's very unique. Uh, in addition to that, actually, it's the culture of the school, which is very different from other schools. It's like a big family
Mm.
where people help each other out. It's the first time when I went to Northfield. I was surprised to see younger boys, the boys in the primary level, playing with the high school students, which
Mhm.
I also grew up in an all boys school, which I didn't see that in my previous school, but it's also a great school. But in Northfield, it's the first time I saw students, kids playing with the high school students, and some were even asking the high school students to buy them food in the canteen. So I was surprised. It's very different from other schools. It's really like a family. Um, Families in the school are very supportive. They take care of not only their sons but also the employees. So it's really great. The culture is great. The employees also, they help each other out. So it's for me, it's the culture of the school that's really something that I love most.
Yes, that is actually true. We were actually talking about the Kuya system that we have in our school, which is something that they've been trying to bring back, but honestly, it's still what's the word, like very present all throughout the school and any activity. Like almost all the time, we would see like the young boys chasing the high school student that's been teaching them, trying to hug him and stuff. And yeah, and Sir Linus, you want to say something? Sir, you're muted.
Yeah, I just remember my most favorite Bible verse from the answer of Sarah kanina. What does it profit a man if he gains the whole world but loses his soul? Matthew 16:26, di ba? And in Northfield, yeah, we are reminded no na there is so much more than what we have here, no? What more than what we see. Di ba? There is eternity. And yeah, I think that is also part of, the culture in Northfield. That's as a new teacher, no, I really find it, very helpful that you are reminded, no, of your um even though we are not a Catholic school, no, there is doctrine classes, formation classes, circle, di ba? There are a lot of opportunities na you can grow spiritually, no, not just hindi lang personal development but spiritual development. And for me as a new teacher in Northfield, I am thankful for that. So there.
Yes, and we have a comment here from honestly one of my mentors, Sir John Watt, who said, "From NF student to NF teacher, what do I love about Northfield? I am who I am because of the formation I receive." Yes, true. You can actually see that in the way that he teaches religion. He is such a like positive energy in the classroom. So, sirs, before we move on, we would like to show you a few videos. If we could play it. Um, Hold on. Sir. It's gonna take a while. Okay, there.
Happy Teachers Day to all my teachers. Happy Teachers Day from Puri and Zeki.
Happy Foundation Day and Teachers Day. We hope you stay strong, stay safe, and, and stay healthy from the COVID-19.
All
Wow, thank you for
right.
the effort, boys and girls.
Yes, that videos, those videos actually like help remind me of what really is it is that I love about Northfield. How about you, sirs?
Yes, very creative and full of effort. So thank you, gentlemen.
What do you think, sirs? How about Sir Sai? Why don't you start?
I regarding the videos, yes. Thank you so much. I know a lot of them, so I appreciate all the. Well, it's hard to make those videos. So again, thank you so much. Thank you so much.
And Sir Roy?
Well, I'm not a teacher, but happy Teachers Day to all our teachers. And I was just smiling all the time, watching those small kids. They're
Mm-hmm.
just cute. They're just beautiful.
Mm.
So thank you guys. I mean, you're doing a great job. Congratulations for this. During our time, it was just a newsletter. There was no such thing as this. So great job.
Thank
All
you.
right. Thank you, sirs. And one of the comments caught our eye over here. Anton, why don't you tell us about this?
Oh my gosh. So I'm not sure if anyone else remembers this, but during when this batch was grade one, they would go every single lunch or dismissal time, and they would run after my classmate Jonas Cruz because he's a very playful guy. So he would go like, "Oh, you can catch me," and then they would run around the court, and then they would, be like, "Oh, gonna catch you," and then sometimes they would do strategies like, "Oh, you block this staircase, I'll block this staircase. He can't go up," and then because once they go up, because we were grade five students, we could go upstairs. And so he was like, "Ha, you can't get me anymore. I'm on the high ground." So it was just really funny when we were growing up. I still remember those days. And yeah, I think a lot of people also did that. As the teacher said, like the student connections, it's very evident. Like I can also remember one time when I first entered Northfield, all my classmates had like older brothers, so they already had friends in upper batches, and I was like, why don't I have, like, why am I not the super why don't I have a lot of friends in the upper batches? And then I just realized as I became older that it's because they had older siblings. So now my younger brothers get to experience what I wanted. So like they talk to my classmates, my friends, they go to our class sometimes, and it just brings up a lot of memories. So yes, thank you.
So, from Mr. John Pascual, the alumni have waited a long time for the permanent site. Thank you for all your efforts, Northfield. Happy Foundations Day. Thank you, sir. And from
Yes, sir.
Sir John Watt, best is shooting half court shots during this missile. So yes, great times during face to face. I really miss going to school, honestly. So,
Yes.
sirs, oh, happy Teachers Day in Minecraft. Yes, like in the video. So, sirs, before we say goodbye, do you have any parting words for our audience today? Why don't we start with you, Sir Francisco?
Oh, so first of all, thank you, Anton, Mr. Calderon, Migs, um, Alvaro for hosting this. It was great to be with Mr. Villaferte in this show. So again, thank you to everyone for helping your teachers for always being great students. So I can't wait to see everyone in Northfield Sun Valley. So again,
Mm-hmm.
thank you.
And how about you, Sir Roy? Have any parting words?
Yeah. Well, before a parting word, so to speak, I just want to share because when I was watching your the small students that we had, no, there was one time that I felt so good when I visited Quezon City once. I went into the oratory, of course, and then I saw, I think there were two of them, very small kids who made a very elegant genuflection, in front of
Mm,
the Blessed Sacrament.
mhm.
I mean, apakaganda at sana dala-dala nila yon, and I'm sure dala-dala nila yon, until they graduate and they become, and then they sat down on the side. I know they were just after the aircon, I mean, but no, I don't want to say I know, no, of course, but they were there. They just sat on that corner and enjoyed the aircon, then left. But when they left, genuflect again, no. So
Mm,
beautiful, beautiful, huh? Very very
mhm.
simple learning, that maybe you can only get that from Northfield, from the PARIF system. So, guys, all I want to say is congratulations.
Mhm.
Thank you so much for this. Thank you for inviting me, although I was a bit nervous when I was told. But it's great. Hope Sana we have our coffee on the side, but I didn't bring mine. So again, you guys, I don't want to mention anymore each and every name that you have, but all of you and sirs, you are the pride of Northfield. So let's
Oh,
just hope that there will be more families that will follow us, that will come and join us and get engaged as well, and have our DNA, so to speak, that family spirit. So thank you, and a happy Teachers Day and happy Foundations Day to all of us.
Thank you,
all
sirs. Thank you,
right.
sirs. Thank
Thank
you,
you for
sir.
that, sir. That really meant a lot. All right. I think everyone can agree that that was a very beautiful discussion.
Yes.
Please join us in thanking the teachers for being with us today. Thank you, sirs. It was really such an honor. So let's see everyone.
Thank you.
So John
Thank
Pascual
you,
saying
sirs.
Thank you.
Happy Teachers Day po, Miss. And yes. So thank you. And with that, I think it's time to move on. I think it's time to give our 2 cents. Thank you, sirs.
Ano?
All right. So, are you guys ready for our Kahoot game? The link will be in the comments shortly, or actually, it's already there. So, while we will give you maybe around 5 minutes to join. In the meantime, guys, why don't we, Alvaro, Anton, why don't we share what is the most important lesson that we've got from a teacher or from Northfield? Also for our audience, if you want to answer this question, what is your most important learning? Please do so in the comments. So
So
maybe,
I guess I can go first.
oh, okay.
For me, I don't know. I think there has been so many lessons that I've learned na parang for me they're not lessons anymore. They just like become my second nature. Like let's say for example, greeting the guards when I enter the school. That I learned that from Northfield because it's just a sign of respect to them. And I didn't and like it just became a second nature to me because I kept doing it. And other than that, I learned so many good things today. Like what Sir Roy mentioned, that we're all in this together and the formation of Northfield is really something else. The fact that we are taught about the importance of our studies and it's the how we are still being taught how formation and how God is still the most important thing in our life. And sorry to add on, this morning when we had the program for Teachers Day and Foundation Day, I I think it was from the speech of it's not video message of John Calleja. Ay,
Kalinaw.
basta Canelao. I think yeah, Canelao. He mentioned people, faith, and habits. the things that
Mm.
he likes about Northfield and the things that that really struck him. And those are the three things that I also learned in Northfield: to value the people around us, to value our faith, and lastly, to make sure that we build good habits while we're in Northfield. So yes,
All
that's
right,
for me.
thank you for that, Alvaro. I think I want to go next, but before that, someone reminded me, Kobe Kamasu asked for a shout out because I think he was the winner of my game a while ago during Teachers Day. So there, shout out to Kobe Kamasu. Thank you for watching. All right, so and as for my most important learnings, really all throughout my experience in Northfield, all throughout my journey. Yes, you're allowed to join. Yes, um, all throughout my journey, that the teachers really taught me is to foster those things that make me special, like my talents, and my faith, obviously. So it really encouraged me because what I learned from the teachers, how to foster my talents, like public speaking and writing, how to value my faith, how to talk to other people. Though that really shaped my dreams and my ambitions for the rest of my life. So really, I'd say that's the most important learning, to foster my talents, foster what makes you special, because that's something that I really am sure that I will take away with me even after I leave. I will bring it to me to the day I die, because it's shaped how I want to spend my life. So that's mine. So what about you, Anton?
All right. So, well, the most valuable lesson. Well, that's hard. I mean, there are a lot of valuable lessons I learned, like what Alvaro and Miggy said: community, virtues.
Faith.
But throughout my 12 years in Northfield, I feel like the most valuable lesson is that God should be in the center of everything we do,
Mm-hmm.
and that we should learn how to trust God. Like, you might think it's like, oh no, it's not, I can't do that. Like, how am I supposed to get reassured if I can't see or touch, God? But once you start trusting God, everything becomes a lot better. For example, there are times in school days where I just feel like I can't do anymore. For example, I have three workload video PTs due like at 12 midnight, and it's already like 10 p.m. So I feel really hopeless. I'm like, wow, what am I gonna do? And this is the point where like you've done so much that you're physically and mentally exhausted already. Like if you were to write one more paragraph, it'll probably be like because you're so tired. So it is in those moments that I find it especially important to like trust in God. Like just
Mm-hmm.
pray. I mean, do your part, of course. Do what you can, but then you have to pray. And that will really it will show God's power. So when I'm faced with that, I pray, I trust in God, and I'm like, Lord, it's up to you what you want to do. What do you think is best for me? And usually that doesn't it comes in an unexpected way. So for example, my initial thinking is like, oh, please, Lord, please help sir extend the deadline, or blah 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 blah. But then sometimes I don't know, there's suspension of classes. I'm like, oh wow, I did not expect that. Like one morning I just woke up, and then my mom was like, you can go back to sleep, there are no classes. And I'm like, wow, I mean, I just asked for an extension from God, but like
Okay.
suspension of classes, I'll take it. So it's things like that. And then like God really does have a plan for everybody. God, uh I'm at a loss for words now because I just remember those times, and then like I really am super thankful to have all these blessings. And I also learned that we should pray even if we don't need something. Like before I went to Northfield, I was like, oh, so maybe I pray when I need to pass the exam. No, you pray every single day. It becomes a habit.
Mm-hmm.
So like you can say, "Oh Lord, thank you for making me wake up today." I just realized like during this pandemic, waking up is a really big thing. Like you're alive. You can walk out of your bed. Like uh ever since I started reflecting on that, because I journal now.
All right. And
It's been a big factor in helping me realize what the things I have instead of focusing on the things I don't. So that was
and
quite a long sharing, but
in
I
short,
I
plus points in religion.
oh my gosh, yay! Let's turn back time.
All right. So,
That
anything
bit
else?
about mom telling you to go back to sleep is so relatable. It's the best feeling in the world. Like, oh my gosh, I can sleep. Ooh.
All
Yes.
right.
Fave NF moment. Keeping Anton in NF until 9 p.m. Oh my gosh. I remember this. This was for an FA. So, Miggy, I'm not sure if you remember this, but Sir wrote a question on the blackboard and he said, okay, I want you guys to meditate on this question. Like, how can we stop uh, the spread of like HIV, or how can we prevent teenage pregnancies or something like that? And that was like, and then she said, you have to be able to apply it. So I was like, we have to be able to apply it. And then, so I was really such at a loss that I stayed in NF until 9 p.m. I was like, I was there in the canteen with Sir Juan. I was like, Sir, I need to find out the answer to this question. But uh, I was like, and I stayed until 9 p.m. I don't know. I think I got it, but that was after I think I left already at 9 p.m. And then I got the answer while I was going home. So
All right. How about you, sir?
yeah, that's
Anything?
just a random
Sir Linus,
story.
any learning you want to share?
Yes. Well, before we start the game, very short. Most significant things I've learned from a teacher. Uh, there are a lot, but let me be very specific. This is from my photography teacher back in college. Finish is better than perfect. Okay, because
Mm,
usually we do a lot of overthinking when we do our assignment, our projects, and we end up submitting late, and sometimes the teacher will not accept it, so all your efforts will be wasted. I'm not encouraging everyone to submit mediocre, works, but finish is always better than perfect. Always remember that. And second, you cannot cram your RRL. That's the most one of the most.
relatable.
You cannot cram your review of related literature.
I
Okay.
can
Oh,
attest to that. It
those
is
in senior high or
impossible.
approaching senior high, listen. All right, so I think that was way longer than 5 minutes. I think we could start the game now. So this Kahoot will be about Northfield. So let's start. All right, so first question. What was the original name of Northfield when it was founded in 1990? Is it North Prep, Hillcrest, Northridge, or Northcrest?
Well, the winning student will receive 20
Shout out.
class points.
Oh,
Sir, kala ko
and the
sasabihin mo 100 pesos Gcash.
We can only offer class points.
all right. So, correct answer is Northridge. 12 people got it right. Wow. And on top, serious. Hi, Kobe. You want another shout out, I guess. So, all right. Next question. How many couples of parents were there during the school's launch in 1990? Is it 5, 7, 12, 8?
I have no idea the answer of this question. No!
There were only, yes, there were only five couples when we started, but look at where we are now. And still, majority, well, not majority, but it has the most answers. So let's check the leaderboard again.
Wow, only
And
five couples started Northfield.
and still on top is Kobe, followed by CSY and Sir U in third place. Hi, sir. All right, so let's move on. Where did Northfield move in 1994? I cannot read this from here, but I hope you can.
Tomas Claudio Boulevard, Manila, Timog Avenue, Escaler Street, Loyola Heights, or Palma Street, Makati City.
The answer
Oh,
is we have a tie between the
Galer.
two middle answers, though. But still, I'm actually surprised that many of the students know these, at least
And
many of our
that's
players.
Leo.
And so in the leaderboard, Kobe still on top, Sir U still in the third place, and CSY on fire.
Why is Alvaro Cordero playing?
Wait, Sir Bawal ba?
Okay lang.
I didn't look at the
Hello?
questions. I promise, I did not look at the
Sorry,
questions.
he did not have any part in preparing this. This is from our backstage team, so shout out to them. Anyway, next. What year did Northfield move to Scout Gandia QC? 1994, 1992, 1996, or 1997?
I thought we just moved there like 2000s already.
And we moved there in the 1997. And again, surprising.
Oh, we got wrong. Let's go. I mean, not like celebrating your demise, but let's
Hey,
go.
Alvaro! Alvaro! Anyway, let's look at the. Well,
Wow,
he is
CS.
still in the podium. So, I mean, anyway, next. What was the name of Northfield QC's cafeteria? Alam nyo to? Is it Maria's Express, Mariners
You know,
Express,
I really think we
Atlantis,
should
or
adopt.
Cafe?
Wait. I'll say it after.
All right.
Outside vendors, like
Oh yeah, we should have vending machines in the new canteen, and we should
All
adopt
right.
the name Atlantis. That's a nice name actually.
oh, that should be the quad's name, like the middle of the whole Northfield, Atlantis.
Atlantis in the middle of a mountain. Nice.
Wafield.
Sir, may river naman eh. May body of water, sir.
All right. So Kobe going up again, but Sir you on fire. Next question. What is the name of our new executive director? Is it Oscar
Oh,
Candente,
it's the
Burns
left
Kaasi, Leonardo Gonzalez, or Sir
I-
It's color green, color green.
Guys,
color
Green
trust
for
green.
us,
go,
it's
guys.
color
Green for go.
green.
Okay, good.
He
Everyone
answered green.
knows. Wait, sir, there's at least two people who want you to be. But no, it is Sir Oscar Candente. And
Okay.
Alvaro, hi. You're going in the podium.
Legit, I did not look at the Kahoot questions. Guys, I'm not cheating.
Yeah, he's not.
Is
He's not
CSY
lying.
Sir Yasai? I can't think of
I
anyone
feel like it
else.
is.
So what barangay is Northfield San Valley in? Barangay San
Tough
Juan,
question.
Di Laging Handa, San Pedro, or Sacred Heart?
Barangay
The
di laging handa.
The yellow one got me.
Oh my
Good.
God.
Siguro naka-granular lockdown yung barangay.
Oh my gosh, people voted for di laging handa.
Okay, yes. We are located in Barangay San Juan, Antipolo City. Okay.
Still very happy that many of you are getting this. And whoa!
Whoa.
I
Only
swear, guys, I'm not.
Bob is you and Alvaro Cordero. Yes.
I'll
We have
just
a
give the class.
representative,
Wait,
Okay.
Let's go. Oh my gosh.
Next,
Next question. True or
last.
false? Northfield Sun Valley has a waterfall within the campus.
Hmm. I've been there. I didn't see one though.
Is there though?
Totally not misdirecting people, so I win. Oh, joke.
And yes.
Yeah.
Oh wow. Lucky number 13 answered the correct answer true. Unlucky number 7, I am sorry. Oh, and that concludes our game. In third place, we have CSY. In second place, we have Bob with a lowercase b. And in first place, we have
Why?
Ored Drok Oral Orobla.
Do we give points to
Sir,
Alvaro?
but I'm still representing my class. I swear I did not.
Yes,
I
sir.
did not look at the
He did
Kahoot.
not have
I did not
anything
look
to
at
do
the
with
Kahoot.
the Kahoot.
I was too busy
He was
reading
Odero
too
the
busy.
program.
or Oravla.
Or
Congratulations.
or drop or Ravla. Oh my.
Okay,
He
see,
So
he was too
CS,
busy with.
hold on, boys. BOB and CSY, kindly indicate your grade level so Alvaro Cordero can record and give the appropriate points. So, all of you will receive 20 points each for your class points. So,
Sir, hindi ba 50 points para sa
Sir,
everyone?
twenty,
No?
20.
apparently BOB is my brother. He joined when I
Oh,
didn't know. Wow.
Wait, which brother?
Marcos.
So he's
how about
grade.
CSY?
CSY. Um, please.
CSY, who are you? Please give
Um,
us your grade level so we can.
if you don't want to reveal who you are in the comment section, maybe you could reveal it later to to Alvaro. You could find him in Google Chat via
Yeah, you
Yeah.
can
your
email me
email. So
AG20
oh,
This
Pares.
is
CSY
your
is
Christian
Sir
Yasi
Christian
pala.
Lawrence Yasai. Who?
I knew it. I knew it.
Where
Congratulations,
do
Sir
the points
Yasai. But
go?
I knew it. Oh my gosh.
Do we give it to Sir Yasai's class?
Sir Yasai, beast. Let's go.
Okay.
Anyway, all
It's
right.
like when the secret agent reveals their identity. I'm CSY.
Okay.
Oh my gosh.
Thank you and congrats to all the winners.
Yes, and we are about to close, or not really, because okay, that was a fun game. But I would like to introduce a couple of new segments for the show. So for the first one, I would like to call it the 40 memes. Hold on, I will show you something later. But here's how this is going to work. 40 memes is a segment in which we are going to react to memes sent by you. Unfortunately, we don't have any memes as of the moment. All we have is yes, here we go. Yeah, all we have is this oddly relatable monkey, but aside from that, we have nothing yet. So that's where we you come in. We want you guys to share your memes in the FortiKast site that I mentioned a while ago, which is bit.ly/FortiKast-site. When you visit that, not only can you share your memes, you could also share your ideas. Because again, we here at Northfield, I like saying this, we here at Northfield love to read from our audience. And so we want you, I want to hear from you. I want you to be part of the show. So go to the bit.ly/FortiCast site and submit your ideas. There's forms there for future episodes, future guests, or future 40 reviews, or just memes. And of course, we could also put in there some other things for special episodes. Who knows? So, yes, make sure to take note of this site. Um, we will post that in the quad hopefully soon. And can't wait to see your ideas, guys. Okay, so after that, our final news segment that I would like to announce is what I like to call the words of wisdom of the week, or W. Okay, so it's originally words of wisdom, but if you add of the week there, it's wow wow for short. So I hope that's easy to remember, and I hope that's not Weird. So here's how that segment's going to work. Every week, one of the hosts will share any random lesson or insight or life lesson advice to the audience, something that they could walk away from the episode with. So I think I'll start for the very first wow for Tikas wow wow. Wow wow, so funny. All right, okay. Imagine inspirational music playing in the background. Let's do this. So here is my words of wisdom. Try comparing yourself to a bamboo plant. You see, the bamboo, when you plant the seed, for the first 4 years, it doesn't seem to be growing. Like nothing seems to be happening. And in the fifth week, in the sorry, for the first 4 years, seems to be nothing happening. But in the fifth year, in a matter of weeks, it rises as tall as I think you can picture how tall bamboos are. They're like 60 feet tall, I guess. In a matter of weeks, they grow that tall, and they're not just any ordinary plant. They're almost as strong as steel. They can survive storms without getting broken. So what's the secret? The secret is that during those first 4 years where it seems like they're not growing, they're actually developing very strong roots. So what is my point? My point is you compare yourself to a bamboo plant. Don't give up. If you are trying to achieve anything in life, but it seems like nothing's happening, no matter how hard you try, it seems like nothing's happening, don't give up because all your struggle is not in vain. All your struggle will help you grow roots. Develop strong roots that when you finally grow, you are growing stronger than you could have been if you didn't struggle. So, guys, remember that, and I hope you like that lesson. What do you guys think about that one? What do you guys think?
I liked it. I actually didn't know that bamboos take 4 years to grow. I know mangoes, but bamboo? That's very
Because normally
interesting.
when they grow bamboo, they grow it from a branch instead of a seed. But if you try growing it from a seed, as far as I've heard, they don't show any sign of growth for 4 years. But they actually are growing. So um yeah, how about you, Alvaro? What do you think about that?
To be honest, I'm like lost of words because yeah, it really hit me how yeah, because my sorry, this is like super out of nowhere, but my sister mentioned how we have to silently do our works, and
Mm,
yeah, I think with your analogy with the bamboo, I think we really have to work hard, and we don't have to show everybody the the hard work or the work that we put into something, and let's not be pressured if if we see others if we see others
mhm,
like being successful, because behind that success is their developing of roots, and maybe we're still in the development of roots, that stage. So
mhm.
yun, don't be too hard on yourself, I guess. Wow, grabe, nagwawaw na din ako.
All right, sir. How do you think? You like?
Very nice. I think this is a really good add addition to the segment and to
All
the
right. You're
podcast.
next, Abro. All right. And so, Angelo Bongkan wants to ask Anton what happened to your kitchen,
Okay.
or
So
or or, or is
I
there a
didn't
faucet
burn
leak?
down my kitchen. I would probably this would probably be black smoke, and I wouldn't be breathing. Hope I think right now. So this is just a disinfectant fog machine that we do every few days.
Okay.
Yay!
Okay.
Also,
So,
the chicken comments, all these did you cook the chicken comments? Those were my siblings. They're not my extra like six hands. Don't worry.
all
Also,
right.
since everyone did wow, I'm just gonna give a short one. So there was this quote that I found. It's to be, not to show, not to just show. You have to become
Mm,
the person who you say you are.
mm.
That's it. Thank
All
you.
right. So this episode was longer than we anticipated, but I really hope you enjoyed it. I really hope you learned from it. So, and with that, I think it's time to say goodbye. Oh, think it's time to say goodbye. Virtus in veritate, there is strength in virtue. This has been the FortiKast online show. Next week, we will be discussing Filipino Christmas culture with some very special guests. Hope you tune in there. In the meantime, God bless and stay safe. Fortuna,
Say
Tabet,
Marichan.
Fortibut. Bye, guys.
Yes,
Sheesh! Bye,
have a,
guys.
have a restful weekend and don't
Bye, guys.
happy Teacher's Day.
I'm famous.